My now ex-girlfriend had a tryst to go while she was in her hometown, approximately 1,000 miles away. She was there for work, a good job opportunity, and I was supposed to come see her soon and figure out when I would be moving to where she is, somewhere in Michigan. She was away for 7 weeks, almost 2 months before this happened. It was somebody she didn't even know. She had just met them, playing tennis even. She was distant and didn't know what to say for a couple days. Then she admitted she couldn't lie and told me, "I'm not sure if it's the guilt talking, but she regrets. Worst day of her life. So sorry. Yada, yada, yada. She's going to see a therapist today to see why she did it. We didn't lack in the sexual department, so I'm bewildered. I'm wondering if she really wanted to be forgiven. Would she have flown back to ask for forgiveness immediately? Am I missing something? I should note that I have been unblocking periodically because the last few days have been hard, and I didn't know what to do. I can't sleep, I can barely eat, food has no taste, I've had the shakes for days like an old man. I'm an attractive and shape 26-year-old, she's almost 23. I met her when she was young. For context, we just returned from living abroad for the last 5 months on June 8th to the States. I sent her packing for work to her hometown for a good opportunity, and here I am. We've traveled to 6 different countries in the last year. We were super affectionate, and I thought we were madly in love. I know we're very sexual people, but I never would have thought I'd be stabbed in the back by my best friend and partner. I didn't do anything to deserve this. Is forgiveness possible? The mental images the first few days were brutal. My imagination went wild. How do people forgive their partners for a momentary lapse of judgment? I mean, she chose to be single that day, fully knowing what would happen. I don't know. This is a first. I'm truly sorry to hear about the pain you're experiencing due to your ex-girlfriend's actions. It's important to remember that moving on and finding happiness after such a betrayal is possible, even though it might not seem that way right now. First and foremost, it's crucial to prioritize your own well-being. Allow yourself to grieve and process the emotions you're feeling. You've invested a lot emotionally into the relationship, and it's natural to feel devastated by what has happened. Surround yourself with supportive friends, family, and even consider seeking professional guidance to help you navigate through this difficult time. While forgiveness is a personal journey and might take time, it's also important to recognize that rebuilding trust after such a breach can be incredibly challenging. Instead of focusing solely on forgiving your ex-girlfriend, focus on forgiving yourself for any perceived shortcomings or blame you might be placing on yourself. Remember, her actions were her choices, and they do not define your worth or value. As you move forward, try to shift your focus to your own personal growth and happiness. Engage in activities you enjoy, pursue your passions, and spend time with loved ones who uplift you. By investing in yourself and your well-being, you open the doors for new opportunities and the possibility of healthier, more fulfilling relationships in the future. While it may feel like a first and a painful one at that, remember that life is full of experiences, and this too shall pass. With time, healing, and self-care, you can emerge from this situation stronger and more resilient than before, ready to embrace new beginnings when the time is right. She failed the wife test. Be happy you knew before you got married. Good point. I was ready. I thought we were. She wasn't. It's good I found out now before I ended up proposing. She flunked the loyalty and trust wife test and got a big fat F for a grade. In the end, cheating is a choice. She chose to go someplace with this other guy. She chose to take her clothes off. She chose to follow through with close association. She chose someone other than you because she thought she could get away with it. She chose to try to get away with it because she was comfortable with the idea of lying to you. This is why I would never call it a momentary lapse of reason or a mistake. There are any number of points along the way where a different choice could have been made, but wasn't. The other problem is that if you stay with her, you will forever have trust issues. If she spends a little extra time on her phone, are you going to get tempted to snoop on her messages? If she starts going to the gym more, are you going to worry that she's doing that for someone else? If she starts getting distant because of life pressures, are you going to think she's cheating? If she wants to continue playing tennis, are you going to worry that she's finding yet another affair partner or spending time with the existing one? To me, it wouldn't be worth it. Break off the relationship. Tell her that you hope she finds happiness in the new guy, and block her everywhere. And most of all, do not move to where she is. Thanks for the reply. I definitely don't plan on moving where she is. You're definitely right. She chose these things, and to follow through at every step. A different choice wasn't made, and you're right. I can't live in fear every day. Life is too short, love is too beautiful of a thing to waste time and effort on this anymore. If she'll nuke your relationship for a ONS with a stranger, she's not really a long-term prospect, yes? I'm sorry this has happened to you, but better now than later. That is, after moving home, apartment, marriage, kid, etc. Yeah, good point. I thought I'd found a long-term prospect. It's apparent now that's not the case, and it's better I admit that to myself sooner rather than later, right now that is. My 34 male wife, 40 female, of 12 years, started an affair with a colleague less than a year after our child was born. I caught them chatting by pure accident, confronted her, and was blamed that it was my fault, since I didn't pay her any attention since the child came. It's not that I have not paid attention. I noticed she was emotional, stressed, and burdened by things around her and at work. So I stopped asking things from her, like being close or helping around the child or house. I shouldered it all so she could rest, since I thought that was what she needed. Knowing what I know now, she was probably looking for a way to break up and/or spend more time with AP. She said she would give us a chance and stop talking with him. I believed her, and about a year went until she said, "No, I can't anymore." I knew she was still talking with AP, found messages, etc. So she looked for an apartment and found one and moved out August last year. I helped her move, but she still spent a lot of time with me and our child until she decided in January of this year to move for real into her apartment. She said she needed to do this to find herself and to figure out what she wanted in life. I've read enough stories here to know what that means. Don't have any real proof, but I am very certain what she has been doing. I decided to make myself busy with other things, working out and attending work events, etc. to try to focus on myself. However, I missed our family regardless during all this time. I still do. But I would never admit that to her. I told my wife in the beginning, I will never come asking you for anything, and it all comes down to you if you want to commit to our family and solve this. But by the time that happens, there's no guarantee that I'm interested in fixing it. Time goes by, and we sometimes on weekends do something together with our child. I get vibes that she is regretting and wants to fix things, but she never admits to it. But somehow, I get the feeling it will be fine. Until last week, when I again, by mistake, saw that she is chatting with AP and declaring, "I love you" to each other. That's when I decided enough already. I talked with her that evening and said I won't put up with this anymore. You are married and have a boyfriend at the same time. Let's just sign the divorce papers and be over with it. After a lot of talk and crying from her side, she signed it. I asked her no communications, unless it's regarding our child. It's been barely a week since we signed the papers, but she writes to me short sentences about our child now and then. I'm devastated since I probably had built up the expectations we would reconcile. But here we are. I'm sad and down for the most part. I try to occupy my mind to not think, but it's just so hard. I want my family, but I loathe what she has become and done to us. Sorry for bad formatting, wrote on the phone. It's truly heart-wrenching to hear about the pain and turmoil you've been enduring throughout your marriage. Your dedication and efforts to support your family are commendable, especially during challenging times. However, given the repeated breaches of trust and ongoing infidelity, it's crucial to prioritize your own well-being and make decisions that align with your dignity and self-respect. After enduring such emotional distress and being faced with the continuous betrayal, it's clear that the foundation of trust in your marriage has been severely shattered. While it's natural to hold on to hope for reconciliation, it's important to recognize the patterns that have emerged and consider whether continuing the marriage is genuinely in your best interest. By taking the step to sign the divorce papers, you've displayed courage and strength in acknowledging the reality of your situation. It's understandable to feel a mix of emotions, including sadness and disappointment, as you come to terms with the end of your marriage. Remember that healing takes time, and seeking support from friends, family, or a therapist can offer invaluable assistance during this difficult period. Ultimately, your happiness and well-being should be at the forefront of your decisions. While the road ahead may be challenging, it's an opportunity to prioritize yourself and work towards building a future that aligns with your values and aspirations. Keep in mind that seeking professional guidance can provide you with the tools and perspective needed to navigate through these tough times. Gray Rock and 180 going forward. You were allowing Hopium to rule your life that she would be back. Now you have clear closure that y'all would never be a healthy and happy couple again. Use this info to move forward in your life and begin the healing that you've put off for a year. You realize how despicable she is, right? It's been at least 2 years of cheating and lying to you. Don't be her friend. Co-parent only with very minimal contact and focus forward on your life. You need to start prioritizing your feelings and emotions. Yes, I felt empowered to drop the divorce papers on her and getting them signed. I felt in control for the first time since this all began. I started cleaning out my apartment from things she had put thought in to decorate and put up new things, etc. It felt good, even if insignificant. I am doing my best to answer as little as possible to her messages, about or child only, of course. But it all hurts doing this to what has been for such a long time my best friend and support in life. Doing 180 I think I'll be able to handle, but gray rocking will probably be a lot harder since I'm not cold as a person. But I want to achieve it. The silence between us really hurts though. I have a very similar story to yours. 14-year married, she wanted to move out to find herself, etc. Except when I found out that she had an affair with a colleague, I didn't play the pick-me dance, which never works. Look where that got you, no offense. I also didn't help her move. Don't be her friend mate. She emotionally mistreated you, put you at risk of STIs, destroyed your child's foundation in life, and clearly just kept you close to have both options. Her relationship with AP won't last, but you can't take her back. Never be the second choice / plan B. Make sure you get 50/50th custody. It hurts, and I'm still suffering also. We will get through this. Thanks. That's what I keep telling myself. I am not anyone's second choice. I have tried to avoiding the pick-me dance from the start. I applied the 180 quite well in the start at least, but I never cut us of completely, so I was vent for emotional stress. We have not had any says or similar since this started. Even if we reconcile, I would still not want to have any before I would feel safe in trusting her. Considering how she has acted and used me, I'm not sure trusting her again is even possible. You're doing the right things. I'm right there with you. My wife of 16 years abruptly left and got an apartment 3 days after dropping the bomb and got on a dating app that week. I'm mourning the marriage and just have to keep telling myself she's gone. I'm 1 month in and have to cope with these things. Even if you're doing all the right things, it's still so hard. Only time will heal. Worldwide comments of the day. My man said she had one dude in her past, that she's cheated on all of her past boyfriends, which includes one of his friends, and he saw marriage material there, shaking my head. This man was dropping red flags like it was nothing. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more interesting and relatable Reddit videos.